is News 3 Now at 6.
Oh, good evening. There are dirty jobs, and then there are the people we're about to tell you about tonight. Researchers and scientists sifting through human waste.
What they're finding just might help predict where a coronavirus outbreak will happen. Jamie Perez joins us, shows us how the research works, and fair warning to you, you might want to hold off on dinner for a few moments.
Well, the coronavirus has been the #1 story for all of 2020, and this next one is about to be a close #2.
Most of us don't really care where the stuff you flush goes, but researchers with the Wisconsin State Hygiene Lab are making it their duty to collect samples of it.
Science acts in weird ways sometimes.
Martin Schaefer is a senior scientist who leads a team collecting wastewater samples from 67 locations around the state. They're looking for the genetic material that causes COVID-19.
We know that the virus can appear in wastewater before there's any illness appears in the community, so it acts as kind of an early warning.
He said this testing goes hand in hand with what contact tracers and COVID tests already do.
We can't really practically test 300,000 people twice a week, but we can get an overall assessment of the virus levels in the community by testing the wastewater.
This sample on the UW-Madison campus collects students' waste every hour from about 8 dorms. Researchers come to this spot on Elm Drive twice a week to collect more.
You're excreting it, or you're shedding it into your fecal matter, and you poop, and it goes into the wastewater, and it gets mixed up with everybody else's and winds up at the wastewater treatment facility. And at that point, you have a well-mixed sample that represents the whole community.
It's then taken to the state lab, where researchers take about 2 days to study the samples and report back what they found. The team knows the job may literally stink, but it's helping health leaders decide where to flush resources and attention.
It's a really interesting project, and it serves the public health goals of the state really well.
For News 3 Now, I'm Jamie Perez.
The researchers say they will be doing this at least through next June or until we get a handle on COVID-19. 10 more people in Wisconsin have died from COVID-19 complications, and there are 56 additional hospitalizations. There are more than 1,200 new cases today. That's an increase from yesterday's 979. About 11.5% of the state's total cases remain active. Today's testing numbers are 3 times higher than yesterday. State health officials say the positivity rate is at 11%. That is a decrease of nearly 9 percentage points from yesterday. The 7-day average has gone down slightly to 14%.
Despite more than 2,100 confirmed cases on the UW campus, there are reports that Big Ten schools have voted in favor of playing football yet this fall. Sports director Zach Hanley shares what we know so far. Zach?
Well, it appears that Big Ten football is coming back. Jeff Petrikis of the Journal Sentinel has reported the deal is done. Now, none of the players or coaches have said anything, but Ohio State and Penn State have posted little teaser videos on their Twitter accounts as if they're waiting for something, like a game or an official announcement. The Big Ten hasn't said anything, but the latest proposal had the league kicking off the season on October 17th. And the Big Ten title game played on December 19th, which would allow the conference to participate in the college football playoffs. Now, back in August, Barry Alvarez mentioned speedy results from COVID tests as one of the keys to play, and the progress made with the testing since then might be the biggest reasons why the league changes its mind. Now, though, we're just going to have to wait and hear from the Big Ten Conference.
All right, Zach, thank you. Almost a week into the UW shift to online learning and a 2-week dorm quarantine, the Dane County executive is convinced even that is not working.
UW-Madison Chancellor Rebecca Blank says the school is doing everything it can to reduce the spread of COVID in hopes of staying on campus. Our Gabriella Becerra is there to explain what the chancellor and County Executive Joe Parisi think needs to happen next. Gabby?
Well, both sides agree that cases added up a lot faster than expected, but Chancellor Blank and County Executive Parisi disagree on what the next steps should be. Blank says that in-person classes are still the best way to learn, while Parisi says moving the semester online would be better for the entire community. He asked the university to send students home last week and is sticking by his message today.
Follow the science and follow the data. And so far the science has demonstrated to us that you can't have congregate situations like we have when we have 40,000 young people descend on the downtown area and not have it spread.
Even if the university chooses to continue virtually, Blank says there will still be a large number of students downtown. And Chancellor Blank says the university will continue to monitor the situation and determine if students do need to be sent home. But that wouldn't be until after the end of the virtual shift online, which will go through until next Thursday.
Gabby, thank you. To weather now, we are trying to hang on to summer. Let's check your first warn forecast with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canolti.
Well, if only our whole summer could have been like this, but we got some nice weather out there. Other than that high haze from the wildfire smoke out west, you can see that in the Edgewater Skycam view, a little wider perspective shows that milky glow to the sky there. But visible cloud track, very little in the way of any active clouds across the state. Sometimes you can even see the haze show up. Doppler track right now, free of precipitation across the state. It looks like we'll see a dry forecast for about the next week. Temperatures are very comfortable right now. Madison 75, Janesville 79. Temperatures going to very slowly fall this evening. So we'll end up in the probably middle 60s by late evening, down to the lower 60s by tomorrow morning. Tomorrow will be partly sunny, breezy and mild with a high of 76. But a cold front will come in the afternoon and bring in cooler weather for the rest of the week. I'll have more details and weather in a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. Election clerks across the state are rushing now to mail absentee ballots less than 24 hours after the state Supreme Court lifted its temporary freeze on sending them. More than 1,800 clerks are trying to meet a Thursday deadline in state law that says to mail ballots to more than 1 million voters who've requested them so far. Clerks also face a Saturday deadline in federal law to send ballots to military and overseas voters. Today, the head of the Elections Commission says so far they have not heard from any municipal clerks who are concerned with meeting that Thursday deadline.
As we do before any election, we monitor again the military and overseas ballots and make sure that those get out on time, and we have to report that to the U.S. DOJ. And so we'll continue to do that. We work first with the counties to make sure that everyone's able to distribute those ballots to their municipalities, and then we ask them to report issues to us if they're aware of any. And at this point, we have not heard of any specific issues around the state with them being able to meet that UOCAVA deadline.
Voters who want to vote absentee by mail have until the end of October to request a ballot, but elections officials are urging people to get that done as quickly as possible, as soon as they can. When you request a ballot, clerks have 1 business day to process the request and then mail your ballot out. A Republican member of the Wisconsin Elections Commission advised a representative of the Green Party about who to hire as an attorney after its presidential nominee was denied ballot access. That's according to emails obtained by the Associated Press through open records law. The emails show Commission member Bob Spindell sympathized with a Green Party official and told him to call for advice on attorneys to hire.
This week, Governor Evers granted pardons to 9 people. The governor says he believes in equal justice and the positive impact pardons can have on our criminal justice system. He says it gives him hope to know those receiving the pardons are getting a second chance and new opportunities to better their communities. In total, Governor Evers has granted pardons to 65 people. Ahead of the 2-year anniversary of the workplace shooting at WTS Paradigm in Middleton, Paradigm's CEO is reflecting on the importance of gratitude. 4 people were injured when an employee started shooting inside the building back in 2018. In a video statement posted on the company's website, Nathan Herbst thanked the first responders who came to their rescue. He says the anniversary is an opportunity to get together as a team and focus on the positive.
This is really a time for us at Paradigm and us in the community and maybe even the greater community to spend some time to just think about what the men and women do who keep us safe. And I think gratitude for us also has to include being appreciative of our employees and how they were there for each other on that day and the days following.
He says on the day of the incident, employees provided first aid to each other and helped one another to safety. He says the days following were just as brave as coworkers helped each other work through the fear and trauma of coming back into the office. The 2-year anniversary of the shooting is on Saturday.
Still ahead at 6, WISE TV editorial director Neil Heinen gets a special accolade from the city for his retirement. And Rock County rescue teams are clearing natural hazards from a dangerous part of the Yahar River where a young canoer died last year. That story ahead. Stay with us.
Comfort Services. Buy one air conditioner and get one gas furnace for only $1,000. BOGOs are back, and it's a beautiful thing.
Lately, we've come to appreciate what home has to offer. Right now at Feldco, buy one window and you'll get one free, plus no interest for 1 year. That'll help keep your home and your family warm, safe, and comfortable all year long. That's something we've been providing for almost 50 years. Let Feldco get you ready for colder weather. Buy one window, get one free now.
Buy one, get one free, and soon. Call now.
For quality windows, siding, and doors, call 866 for Feldco.
Culver's is a family restaurant. To me, that means being the place that puts a smile on everyone's face. We're famous for our cooked-to-order butter burgers and frozen custard made daily inside our restaurants. But we've always believed more menu options mean more ways to brighten your day. We source the finest chicken to bring you our tenders and chicken sandwiches. And our cheese curds. They're a Wisconsin tradition we're proud to share with you. So take the next meal shift off and let us take care of you. Welcome to Delicious.
Slumberland's huge Labor Day sale ends Saturday. Don't miss out on updating your home for less. Get this stylish, comfy sectional for just $9.98 and get the storage ottoman free. Or an incredible price on this highly recommended Sealy Posturepedic Queen mattress for just $4.49. If you've been waiting for our very best deals, this is it. But these deals are only till Saturday. Plus, get free shipping with no minimum. You don't want to miss this one. The Labor Day sale at Slumberland Furniture.
You are watching News 3 Now at 6.
Welcome back. The Latino Chamber of Commerce of Dane County, along with Madison Central Business Improvement District, are marking the start of Hispanic Heritage Month. Organizers say each week will celebrate a different part of the Latinx community, starting with music this week, then food, workers, and artists. Due to COVID-19, many event features are happening virtually. Organizers say they are kicking off the event with a heavy heart.
Let us not forget the anti-Latino sentiment that runs high, the many children that still remain in cages, and our current status of inequity in this country. Although many of my colleagues have said that we are 60.6 million strong and 17.8% of the population, 18% of the population, you know, there is still work to be done. And as a Latino chamber, we want to support our community in this plight.
The Latino Chamber is setting up a mobile location at Lisa Link Peace Park on State Street every Friday to share more about their work.
Today is WISE TV and Madison Magazine editorial director Neil Heinen's last day on the job, and the city is celebrating his retirement. The city of Madison proclaiming September 15, 2020 as Neil Heinen Day. Madison Mayor Satya Rhodes Conway made that announcement today on Live at 4. Heinen's mayoral proclamation describes his path from an aimless 27-year-old to one of Madison's most well-respected journalists. Congrats to Neil, and we'll be right back.
Bad City movie. You haven't seen moves like these before.
Let us help you create your family's recipe for health. SSM Health and News 3 Now are making it easy by putting all the ingredients right at your fingertips. With topics like healthy habits, nutrition, and mental well-being, there's something for everyone. Visit Channel 3000's Time for Kids page for advice from SSM Health experts.
And catch fresh and informative reports on News 3 Now.
Take time for kids with SSM Health and News 3 Now.
The most overlooked feature of a home is the most important part, and that's your roof. Your roof protects your home from the elements and is a big part of your curb appeal. I'm Mike Holmes, and I want you to choose the roof that will maintain its beauty for years to come. Atlas Pinnacle Pristine Shingles with Scotchgard Protector have my seal of approval. You'll have a lifetime of protection against ugly black streaks, and that's making it right.
Save today with 11% off Atlas Shingles, right now at Menards.
Great day on the lake.
It is.
Lunch is cooking. And I saved a bunch of money on my boat insurance with Geico.
Are you?
Fellas, can it get any better than this? Whoa. My old hairstyle grew back. So did mine.
What?
I was an 80s kid.
It only gets better when you switch and save with Geico.
The chief actuary of the Social Security Administration just released an analysis of Trump's planned cuts to Social Security. Under Trump's plan, Social Security would become permanently depleted by the middle of calendar year 2023. If Trump gets his way, Social Security benefits will run out in just 3 years from now. Don't let it happen. Joe Biden will protect Social Security.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
Bad City moving. You haven't seen moves like these before.
A stretch of the Yahara River in Rock County is a little safer tonight thanks to a handful of swiftwater rescue teams.
Last year, a 14-year-old girl died during a canoeing trip through Merwin Park in Fulton. New at 6, photojournalist Brian Mesmer shows us the important work those crews put in today, hoping to prevent another tragedy.
This is Merwin Park, and it's a very pretty area in the town of Fulton. This is traditionally just a very nice, casual paddling, great recreational river and area. It just so happens that this one particular spot has developed quite a reputation. Tied onto a tree.
This has been a real troubled spot. They've done several rescues, and it's really been a problem.
There is a tree down that's about halfway down into the water. There have been several cases where people have gotten knocked out of their canoes, out of their kayaks. A real tragic incident we had last year where a young scout actually got pulled under one of those snags by the current. And it's a combination of our swiftwater rescue teams going in the water to hook up the snags, and then our private partners in the form of Deweys with their large cranes and wrecker equipment that have the ability then to pull it out of the water and get it up and out.
But we really needed the big machinery, and we really needed cooperation from all the departments as far as the DNR and the local municipalities to get the ball rolling and just get permission to remove these trees. And it really looks like they all came together. It looks like they're getting it taken care of.
Fire Chief Pickering says the cooperation between the Wisconsin DNR, Rock County Parks, and Highway Department, along with the different fire departments, has been phenomenal.
There's now a third Madison DMV location that'll increase access for South Side residents.
But we have heard some concerns from people that wanted to have an office on the south side of Madison because there has been more growth in that area. The south transfer point, there's a lot of transit that's coming through that area, and it might be helpful for people that may not have access to a car.
That office is open at 1810 South Park Street across from the Catholic Multicultural Center. The hours are Tuesdays and Thursdays, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. For now, this is only a temporary office that is available until the end of the year thanks to an agreement with the city of Madison that has taken ownership of that building. DMV officials say they'll collect data on consumer habits at this location, and it's up to the legislature to decide if they want to fund a third office in Madison going forward.
Our Coats for Kids campaign is off to a great start. 147 coats have been collected so far. With cooler weather around the corner, we are grateful for everyone who is checking their closets for those outgrown and seldomly worn winter coats and accessories to donate. That will allow us to get these items into the hands of the people who need them before the temperatures dip into single digits. Most Clinky Cleaners locations have drive-through drop-off options, and for a list of locations and drop-off times, visit clinkycleaners.com. And here's Chief Meteorologist Gary Knolty with a look at our forecast.
Hard to be thinking ahead to the winter when we have temperatures like this, but you're right. It's not going to be too long before you're going to need your jacket. So please, if you have something to donate to Coats for Kids, now's the time to do it while the weather is still mild. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Still mild for tomorrow. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 70s, but there'll be a wind shift to the northwest in the afternoon as a cold front comes through. That will lead to cooler weather for Thursday and Friday with high temperatures mid-60s on Thursday, around 60 on Friday, and temperatures will remain in the 60s for the weekend. But dry weather is expected not only for the rest of this week, but at least through the middle of of next week. And even the rain chances from Wednesday night into Thursday morning of next week are iffy. One place where they're not worried about rain, that is down along the Gulf Coast. This is Hurricane Sally. You can see the eye of the storm depicted by radar offshore from just south of Mobile, Alabama. But heavy rain has already been pouring into parts of southern Alabama and southern Florida. These are radar rainfall estimates. Most of the heavy rain so far has been along and just south of the coastline. But you can see in parts of the Gulf of Mexico, just over the last 3 days, anywhere from 20 to 25 inches of rain has fallen. And already onshore in through the Pensacola area and into parts of the western panhandle of Florida, perhaps as much as a foot of rain has already come down. And the future track precipitation forecast calls for another 10 to 20 inches of rain into far southern Alabama and the western panhandle of Florida. But eventually, as that storm continues off toward the northeast, it'll bring 5 to 10 inches or more of rain as far north as Montgomery, Alabama, and into parts of Georgia. The wind, as far as that is concerned, still a hurricane. So hurricane warnings in effect for the western portion of the Gulf of the panhandle of Florida, southern portions of Mississippi and Alabama. Tropical storm warnings to the west and east of there. And also a storm surge warning as the counterclockwise wind circulation piles up the water even into Lake Pontchartrain, the area around New Orleans. Could see some flooding from the storm surge here. Some areas could see 5 to 10 feet of storm surge, so that's why the storm surge warning is in effect. Latest information from the National Hurricane Center, maximum sustained winds right now at 80 miles per hour, gusts to 100 miles per hour, moving very slowly to the north at 2 miles per hour. So again, the rainfall is going to be a big problem, even as the winds start to drop below hurricane strength, but still a strong tropical storm by tomorrow afternoon. And then as it heads into Georgia, weakens into a tropical depression, but probably bringing heavy rain into the Carolinas. What we're concerned right now is the smoke overhead from the wildfires out west. Notice how basically the jet stream winds coming out of the Pacific Northwest and right into the Midwest. That's why we have that high haze of smoke aloft. But right now our temperatures are pretty mild, upper 70s to lower 80s. But notice the cooler weather up to the north. That's what will be in here as we head into tomorrow afternoon. So look for a high temperature tomorrow of 76 degrees. But later in the afternoon, we'll see that wind shift to the west-northwest at 10 to 20 miles per hour. And as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, behind the cold front, mid-60s for Thursday, around 60 on Friday, lower 60s Saturday, and upper 60s for Sunday. Back to the 70s next week, first day of fall on Tuesday. But notice the only rain chance from Wednesday night into perhaps Thursday morning, and even that's an iffy chance at this point.
And coming up in sports, the Packer offense looked like it was in mid-season form against the Vikings, but why Matt LaFleur isn't putting a lot of stock in his team's Week 1 performance. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today. Joe Biden tried to cut Social Security and Medicare for decades.
When I argued that we should freeze federal spending, I meant Social Security as well. I meant Medicare and Medicaid. I tried it twice, I tried it a third time, and I tried it a fourth time.
Now, Biden's promising your benefits to illegal immigrants. President Trump is protecting Social Security and Medicare, lowering costs, expanding access, keeping his word.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Get more for your kitchen now at the Brothers Maine Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale. We want you to absolutely love your new kitchen, so you'll get big, big savings on the latest incredible products from GE and our risk-free 30-day price satisfaction guarantee. We want you to be 100% satisfied every time. That's why we're the More Store. The Big Kitchen Upgrade Sale with more selection, more savings, and more kitchen. Now at the Brothers Maine, your local store for more since 1938.
Drive-through flu shots are now at Hy-Vee. Your Hy-Vee pharmacy now has a drive-through flu shot clinic, so you don't even have to leave your car to get your flu shot. It's fast and convenient, and there's no appointment necessary. Check with your local store for flu shot clinic hours. And you can still get your flu shot safely inside the store anytime the pharmacy is open, with no appointment necessary. Get your flu shot, plus earn a 20-cent fuel saver, only at Hy-Vee. Some restrictions apply.
It's no secret, Robertson is Wisconsin's aesthetic leader. But with results this natural, patients can keep it a secret if they want. Our secret to reducing stubborn body fat? Cool Sculpting. Book a free consultation to learn how Cool Sculpting is different at Robertson.
Uneven surfaces are a major hazard to your family, friends, and employees. Don't risk another fall. Let Concrete Lifting Technologies raise up your pavement. Our minimally intrusive process uses polyurethane to level sunken concrete and provide an even surface. Plus, this process is a fraction of the cost to replacing your driveway. Concrete Lifting Technologies, Southern Wisconsin's premier concrete leveling specialists. For a free estimate, contact us today.
Wednesday morning, we're continuing to track how the wildfires out west are affecting our air quality here.
And businesses on State Street have had a difficult year. We'll share how you can help them get back on their feet when we see you tomorrow.
The Packers offense straight up dominated the Vikings defense. They controlled the clock, the line of scrimmage, and put up a lot of points in their Week 1 win. Green Bay gained 522 yards, had 31 first downs, punted once, and Aaron Rodgers looked a little like vintage A-Rod throwing for 4 touchdowns. But head coach Matt LaFleur doesn't want to get too excited just yet about his offense, even though they looked like a well-oiled machine.
I don't want to put too much into it because, again, it's one game. And, you know, it was under unique circumstances. Typically, when you go into that building, that place is rocking. But, again, it's one game, and we got to continue. It's a long road ahead. And we've got to hit that reset button and get to work because we know we got a tremendous task in front of us.
Not sure if the Lions are a tremendous task, but the Packers did move up a couple spots in the latest NFL Power Rankings after their performance against the Vikings. Green Bay sits 5th behind only the Chiefs, Ravens, Saints, and Seahawks. In case you missed it last night, Melvin Gordon made his Broncos debut, and as expected, the former Badger running back found the end zone. Gordon ran for 78 yards, averaging over 5 yards per rush, and a score in Denver's 16-14 loss to Tennessee. After playing 13 seasons in the NHL and coaching another 13 seasons in the league, Tony Granato has found himself as a new member of an exclusive hockey club. Last night, Wisconsin's head men's hockey coach was named to the U.S. Hockey Hall of Fame. And the call he got that broke the news is one he'll never forget.
Obviously, when you get a call like that, you're ecstatic. Lots of things go through your mind. A pretty emotional call, to tell you the truth, because you kind of reflect on, geez, you know, that's a call that not only did you not expect, but then you look back and you say, wow, how did I get to this position?
And that's one of the coolest things about Hall of Fame stuff is you never go in playing the sport. You will play wanting to be in the Hall of Fame or thinking that you're going to get it. And so when you do, it's like, wow. You know, it's pretty eye-opening.
Stock. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. Here's Gary with the final check.
Well, you can see that hazy smoke in the sky. That's the view looking to the west from the WISC Skycam. Just that high layer of smoke right over southern Wisconsin. Temperatures right now in the middle 70s. Look for a high temperature tomorrow of 76, but cooler weather is on the way as we head into the early part of next week.
All right, Gary, thank you, and thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6.
Enjoy your evening, and we'll see you back here at 10.